Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I feel like I've tried to film this more than a few times and things just keep getting crazy. So today I am filming my makeup routine for you guys. I've had a lot of questions about my makeup, how I do it, what I use, because I posted on Instagram that I basically use mostly drugstore makeup in my makeup kit for my personal use. I am a makeup artist on the weekends. I previously was an esthetician before I became a registered nurse, so that's where my makeup background comes. But then I continue to do weddings on weekends, and now I work with a really amazing company in Western North Carolina that I go and do airbrush makeup for special events and bridal makeup. So that's what I do on the weekends. I love it. It's my dream job. You know, I can never imagine doing anything else as a job at this point, and my boss is amazing, and she is basically superwoman. So I have a really great mentor. I have a really great job on the weekends. I still get to be home with my kids and homeschool them and things like that, but enough about that. So with my makeup kit for brides, it is high-end. But with my makeup that I do on myself, I really just buy drugstore makeup. I try to be frugal with that because I'm putting it on, you know, almost every day, and I just really don't see spending a ton of money when it's gonna get rubbed off my kids. It's, you know, things like that. So I'm gonna be showing you what I keep in my personal makeup kit that's almost completely drugstore. I do have a couple investment pieces that I do like to buy for myself. I use the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer on myself, and there's like a couple things. This, you can't see it, it's rubbed off, but it's the Benefit Brow Gel. I love this stuff. And then Hoola Bronzer. So this is the little one, this is the mini, but I use this. So those are like the three things that I use that's more high-end. I am going to be using the Thrive mascara today, but when I do that, I will tell you my favorite drugstore mascaras. So with that said, let's get started. If you guys are looking for a good toner or a setting spray, I would highly recommend the Thayer's. It's so good. It's so good to just refresh your face, to spray it on after you wash your face, to set your makeup with. I use it for everything. I keep it in my makeup kit too. I just love this stuff. This is the lavender. At Christmas, I got the 3-pack of like the travel sizes, and it had like an unscented, it had rose water, and it had like an orange cranberry, and they all were great. I keep the unscented in my makeup kit. So for a primer, I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Hydrating Face Primer. In my professional makeup kit, I use Benefit Professional. So if you're looking for a high-end primer, I would highly recommend that one. Typically, I would actually keep it in my own makeup kit as well because I just think it's worth it. But I ran out, so I've just been like using the e.l.f. and I like it pretty good too. It does a really good job, but if I'm just going to be honest, I would always use the Benefit Professional. It's amazing. And I joke that I get the hand lotion size. I had it right here, but this is the one that I use in my makeup kit. It's so big. But I used this all wedding season, this past season, and I still have probably over half of this left. So it's well worth it. You barely need any. But that's what I use in my makeup kit, and it's amazing. Okay. So primer is on, and any makeup artist watching this is probably just going to die when I do this, but I use the Dream Radiant Liquid foundation. I love this stuff. It's made with hyaluronic acid in it, and there's like a cheaper version. This is like $10.99 a bottle. This is $7.98 a bottle if you can still find it. It is called, it's not focusing, Dream Satin Liquid. It just says hydrating serum is in it, but this is $7.98. Some like Walmarts and Targets still have it, but I think they were upgrading to have this out instead, which I like them both. I love this. And what I do with my foundation is this is what I wear every day, or these two, and then if I want like more full coverage to cover up things, or I'm wearing it out, That's a joke, right, with COVID. I put a pump or two of the Outlast All Day Stay Fabulous 3-in-1 foundation by CoverGirl. And that's what it looks like. There you go. So that's what this one looks like. So those are my foundations. Like I said, $7.98, $10.99, and I think this one's $10.99 as well. So we're gonna go in with a couple pumps of this, and because I'm usually in a hurry, I'm always in a hurry, but I just put it on like this, and I kind of get it where I want it. So that's why I'm saying most makeup artists would probably die watching me put this on. But like I said, this is my everyday face makeup. I don't have time to spend crazy amounts of time on my makeup. And it looks like I'm a ghost right now. I know it, but I pretty much am. Let's just be honest. I've got a wet beauty blender here, and I'm just going to tap this in. I love these beauty blenders. This one is like Eco Tools, I believe, and I do love the Real Techniques. I think it's a really great beauty blender. I've never had like the actual brand of beauty blender, but I just think that anything I can get on a budget is well worth it, that works just as well. So I'm just going to tap that in. I know I look like a ghost. It's kind of funny, but this mama does not have much color to her. That's even with like the darker shade that I had mixed in. That's what's funny, is I'm just that fair. But so I'm just gonna go through and tap this in, and it is a really great foundation to just really even out your skin tone, make you look dewy and refreshed. Anything with hyaluronic acid is going to be helpful for that, because hyaluronic acid holds, gosh, I can't remember if it's 500, I think it's 500 times its weight in moisture. So it really plumps up your skin and makes you look like hydrated and things like that. So now that I've got my foundation on, I'm gonna go in with my concealer, and I just use like half a pump of this stuff. It goes such a long way. So that is such a tiny tube, and like I said, when I invest, I make sure it goes a long way. And as small as this is, I use like half a pump, and it does everywhere that I need it to. It goes everywhere that I need it to go. So I'm gonna put some right here. I'm gonna use it as my eye primer as well. And then I'm just gonna tap that in as well. Don't rub with your beauty blender, tap it. And I like to bring it down here some. It's not necessarily like the highlighting where you're just doing that huge triangle. I blend it down through here because I get redness through here. It's a hormonal area. So anywhere that you get redness, you can apply a little bit of concealer. And then like I said, this one I use on my eyes as well to prime my eyes for eyeshadow. And then I like to go in on my nose a little bit. Get a little bit of that contouring in, but nothing crazy. So it blends in really well, and it stays really well. And I put a little bit on my chin because I do get some redness through here as well. I'm sitting in front of a window, and it is making me look like I have no color. It's kind of funny. Okay, so I like to let my foundation sit for just a minute. But I use this powder. And you are going to think that you had a throwback to the 90s, y'all. Because I don't use a ton of brushes for my own makeup. I like to just go in with what I've already got. Because a lot of people aren't going to, they're not going to have the money and the time to invest in like a ton of brushes. So I'm literally going to be using the things that come with my makeup. Today I've got a brush that I used for my eyes that I actually got out of a Anastasia Beverly Hills kit that I put in my professional kit. So a lot of times, even like we got training last year, and we were even told by another professional makeup artist that a lot of times the brushes that you get in like an eyeshadow palette are some of the best because they're made to go with those eyeshadow kits for a reason. So a lot of times you don't have to buy like a whole other like eyeshadow or brush kit, because the things that come in those kits are like really good, especially if you're buying a more high-end eyeshadow palette. Like I said, you're gonna think you have to throw back to the 90s with all this powder, but I fixed it, don't worry, you won't look cakey. Okay, so my base is done, and what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go in on my brows. So if you've got fuller brows, you know, you may not need to do a ton of your brows. It doesn't look like I have any brows, so I have to really go in and make brows for myself. So if you see me doing a lot more than what you would normally do with your brows, that's why. I have no brows. It looks like I've shaved them off in pictures if I don't put color on my brows. So I'm gonna go in with two things. This is a Maybelline pencil. Typically these are like a 2-pack for $4. So they're really cheap. They're very effective. I love these brushes, these pencils. They're my absolute favorite. I've been using them for years now. But I like to go in and start from the bottom, and I create my arch right here, and then I work my way down. And then I go back up and try to give myself that space right there and create a nice brow. So the nice thing is about being so fair and not seeing your brows until you paint them on is that people don't really notice that I need to get them waxed. So then I like to go in right here and just create that little bit of like where the few hairs are that kind of shape it right there. There. And that's what my brows look like. So I have the shape done. And so what you can do now is if you just need them to stay, like if this is enough for you, you just need to fill in, or you want to color them and not invest in, you know, more product, I would highly recommend like the Great Lash Clear Mascara or a clear brow gel that you can go in and kind of like brush them up and then create that staying power for your brows if you don't want to have like two colored products on your brows. But I just like this because it kind of gives me even more color without being overdone. It took a lot for me to work up to this color, I'll be honest. I was using like I think that's still a blonde pencil, but it has a little bit of red in it, which I really like. I really feel like it matches my hair well. And I like darker brows at this point just because, I don't know, it makes me look awake and alive, and it pulls my eyes up because I have more downturned eyes. So when you're creating that arch, I really feel like it helps pull that up for me. So there wasn't a ton of product on this, but my brows are done. So that's what I do with my brows. Poor Lola. Daddy will come in just a minute and get her. Okay, sorry. Baby was crying. She pulls her feet up into her sleeper and then they're stuck. Paul's gonna get her for me. Bless her. Anyway. So now I'm gonna create my contour, blush, and highlighter. And like I said, I really like this Hoola bronzer. I feel like it can work on almost anybody. I probably could deal with a little bit more of a cool tone gray color just because I am so fair, but I feel like this works, so I love it. And it's, like I said, it's an investment, but it looks really nice on almost everybody. I think these mini ones are like $10, so even if you go to Ulta and grab one of these, they're pretty cheap. And I think the full size is $25, but this one has lasted me almost a year already, and you're not even seeing pan on it yet. So with the few investment pieces that I have, they really do go a long way. But with my contour, so do you see how the shadow is hitting right here? You can see it really well right here. So instead of hitting it right here, you're gonna go up a little bit and create it on like the down slope of your cheeks. And you're gonna start from your ears and work down like that. I try to go in really light since I am so fair. If you're a more medium skin tone, you can be a little more heavy-handed, but Do you see how it creates that contour right there so well? I love this stuff. You can even pull your lips in just a little bit, and you can see that. So you want to go on the top part of that shadowing, and it's going to give you that more chiseled look. I'm a little bit quicker about this when I do my makeup day to day. I have pretty much the colors and everything that I use, so I can do it really quickly. See right there? I'm going on the top part of my cheek so that I can get a more chiseled look versus going down and it's going to pull my face down. So you want to kind of work, like make it high and tight. But you start from your ear and work down to the outside of your mouth. And then if you get a little heavy-handed and you don't like that you can kind of see lines, you can either work with the foundation and stuff that you have on your brush or on your beauty blender. You can obviously tell that I have mom brain, and it'll blend it out a little bit. But then I go up here just a little. I just use what I already have on my brush. This one actually came out of the blush that my mom gave me. I feel like it's a little more curved. This one came with like a very chiseled out like rectangle shape, and I didn't really like that. I think the blush ones do better, but like I said, anything that comes with these really do a much better job than anything you're going to get in a brush kit, I think. Plus, if you are on a budget and you don't want to invest in a ton of brushes and things like that, it's really nice to know, if you know how to use those brushes that come with it, that it's going to do just as good of a job. So I go straight down on my nose, and like the cheeks, you can see where the shadow hits, and that's really where you want to work. So I just go straight down on my nose, and I'm going beside that highlight right there. And I'm still using the product that's on my brush because I'm so fair. But if, like I said, if you've got more medium or darker skin tone, you can you know, put more on your brush. But I just use what I've got, and I go through there. But I like how the light's hitting so you can kind of see where I've applied it, but you can see how effective it is over here with the shadowing. Okay, so I like to go in with my highlighter next, and this one's just a Wet n Wild one, and it does such a good job. It's Wet n Wild Mega Glow, and I use Bloom Time, so it's got a little bit of a pink tone to it, and I put it on the round piece of my beauty blender. And then I just go right up here where you're going to see that it's the lightest with the light. We don't put a ton of highlighter on our brides because it's going to create a more negative effect when you're being photographed. We do put a little bit on, but this highlighter is so well milled that I feel like it almost creates a more dewy effect than like a super high intense highlight, which I really like. I just like knowing that I look more refreshed and dewy than an intense highlight. There. So I put that on first, and then with my blush, I actually didn't know this until I started working with my boss, but like the way you want to create blush is not just like going all the way back and following like parallel to the contour, but I'm gonna load my brush up, and then you're gonna create it from right here where you're meeting your contour out, so it's like straight back. And I do, because I am so light skinned, that I like to add a little bit more blush because it's the first thing to wear off. So if you see me looking like feels like I'm looking like a clown, it's only because in about 15 minutes it's really gonna wear down. So I just kind of meet my contour right there. I don't go all the way back to my ears like I came from with that contour. And I'm stopping right here. and it just makes your cheeks look full and refreshed. But like I said, it looks really intense on me, but it doesn't look like that every day, just because this does wear off quickly and it kind of blends in over time. But this is a Milani blush, and it's called Luminoso. It's a really pretty like coral pink color with a little bit of a gold hue to it. It's almost like I guess NARS Orgasm. And then if you like any of the network marketing brands, I love Mary Kay's Shy Blush. It's actually my most favorite, but I don't have that on me anymore. So this is my favorite that I can get from the drugstore. Okay, with eyes, I like to put a little bit of a setting cream on here. You can use this as one shade if you are like a one shade gal with eyeshadows, but this is the 24-hour tattoo eye like cream shadow from Maybelline. The tops come off, but it's that light gold color, and I just put that on right here and kind of bring it up. And like I said, this kind of sets my eyeshadow and keeps it from creasing all day. But if you just want like one color, kind of get out the door, I would highly recommend these. In my high-end kit, I use the Stila cream shadows in Starlight and Kitten. I always keep those in my kit as primers, or just if you want like a simple look. They're amazing, and you can usually find those in a cheap kit at TJ Maxx if you just want like the travel sizes to try them. But if you're on a budget and you're at Walmart or Target and you're just wanting to grab something, I would highly recommend these, the 24-hour tattoo colors by Maybelline. And then I'm gonna go in with these shadows, which are Revlon, and they're Maverick, and it's by Revlon Color Stay. And this one it's called Maverick. Yeah, 930. They're Revlon Color Stay shadows, but I love these. And I actually like the color of them better than some of my high-end. But when you can't invest in some, like a lot of brushes, you don't want to have a lot to clean, you don't need a ton in your kit, what I do at this point is just because I'm just using one brush. I use this one from my Anastasia Beverly Hills kit, and it's got a flat piece and then like a blender side. I love this brush. But I keep a washcloth with me, and I just wipe out all of the excess when I'm switching colors, because I don't have time to like find 10 brushes, you know. So I'm gonna go in with my blender side, and I'm just gonna coat this at the top with a little bit of the white color that's in here to make it more blendable. And then I'm gonna use this gold shade, and I'm gonna use the flat side. You can tell I can't like find my words today. My kids get the best of my brain, that is for sure. I would sound a lot more professional if I wasn't like having a million things going on in the house. But I just add that gold shade. I really like these. They look so pretty on your eyes, and they're really blendable. And you can find these at any Walmart and Target as well. They've got some really pretty shades. There's like a pink set that I really want to get. But I just love these. They look so pretty. And then I'm going to do a mix between that shade, this shade, and this one, and this one. And I like to pack my powder in. I've always done that. I don't really know why. I don't like flick it off. I like pack it in. And then I'm just going to go right here. I typically, with my brides, don't add a lot of shades on their eyes. I think simpler is better, unless you're wanting a super dramatic look. But I have so much space between my brows and my crease that I feel like my eyes need that. I love that really pretty bronzed look where you're using like one shade of a bronze on their lid, and then you just kind of blend it out and you go from there. But I'm so fair that I really have to work with, like, I don't know, giving it more shading and things like that, because there's just a lot going on up here. I feel like I have to work with. But I just go into just above that crease, right there. And so with eyes, what you want to do to have a more awake eye, and then I'm wiping off the excess off my brush, but you want to do a windshield wiper motion, but then kind of go up and out while you're blending it out, because that's giving it that more uplifted effect. You see how much more blended that is over here? And up and out. It kind of makes me sad that I have so much right here, because I would love to just do like, or if I had more color to my skin, that I could do like a bronzed look, because I think they're so pretty. I had a bride that had the most beautiful blonde hair. She did a simple braid, and then she just did like one bronzed eyeshadow color, and it was a liquid eyeshadow that we just applied over her lid, and like very light lashes. I think it was Ardell 110s that we used. It was the most gorgeous look, and she had a really like nude lipstick on. Oh my gosh, she was one of my favorite looks that I had done last year, and I just feel like I could never pull that look off. But I'm gonna go in with a little bit of this brown metallic shade and this like brick red metallic shade, and I'm gonna go right here as well. I'm using my blendable side of my brush, but if you want to really get some good color, you can pack it into that flat side. And I'm just going to tap it in. I'm not rubbing at all. And you're going to create your crease or that dark eye look on the outer corner. And you're going to pat it in where you want it. But I'm going to show you how to fix that. I do like these shades for this. Okay, so I've got it right here. It looks really weird and wonky, I know. But then you're just going to blend it out right here. And like I said, up and out. But when you pack it in right there, you're going to keep a lot of that color. But then as you blend it, it's going to look more seamless. I've always done this with a washcloth, which I think is funny. It works. Just keep a washcloth in my makeup kit and rub that excess off. Okay, and there you go. It doesn't look, it looks so much more blended and pretty, but you still have that dark effect on the crease and the outer corner. And like I said, going up and out really kind of helps your eye look more awake. And we're gonna do the same thing over here. It's so funny how the things that you've always done with your makeup on yourself just never go away. As many of the professional tips and tricks as I've learned, and as I just do my makeup completely different than what I do on my brides. And I think it's just because once you started doing your makeup in high school or whatever, you've just kind of learned what works for you. But I'm going to pat that in with my flat side, like I did on the previous side. And then I'm going to blend it out. Up and out. So it typically doesn't take me this long to do my eyeshadow, but like because I'm doing a tutorial, it's taking me a little bit longer because I want you guys to understand what I'm doing. I do spend more time blending than anything, just because it's so effective in making you look like you have such a pretty look. I'm having such a hard time finding my words today, you guys. So if your makeup starts to drop, just use like the concealer and stuff that you have on the end, and I just do this because it kind of erases it and cleans it back up, which, like I said, this is just my own makeup. This is not how I do makeup on brides. But this is just my everyday mom makeup, so it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be done and make me look awake and alive and refreshed, because that's the main goal when you've got a million kids like I do. So it's cleaned up now. And if you are wanting to work with a dark eyeshadow, but you're not used to it, and you want to play with your makeup and get a darkened effect, but you know it's going to fall on top of your foundation and powder, and you don't want to look like you've got raccoon eyes through here, I would highly recommend doing your eyes first, so that you can clean it up with micellar water, which is what I use to take my makeup off or clean up looks. And then that way you can have that really pretty eye, but it's not falling everywhere. If you're having to kind of continue to work with your eyes for a while, if that's something that's new to you. So just do your eyes first and then do your foundation. I do this look a lot, so I just went ahead and did my face first. But that's just a really easy way to keep your makeup looking clean. So what I'm going to do now is use those darker shades, and I'm going to meet my eyeshadow right here with the lower lash. So I'm going to kind of do that up and out as well. But I just think that doing eyeshadow on the bottom makes you look, it's more subtle to me, which is really what I need for fair skin. I've never had much luck with pencils on the lower lash line. So I just kind of keep it blended into the shadow that I've already applied on my upper lid. And a trick that you can do, I'm wiping the eyeshadow off of my brush and just blending it even more, because I don't like a stark straight line through here. I like it really a subtle blended out line, because stark straight lines do not look good on me. But one thing that we do with our brides, and we use a white pencil, but we get these NYX crayons, and I'm actually using the color Yogurt, but we use a white one usually on our brides because it looks so pretty in pictures and it makes you look more awake. But we do go on that waterline right here, and I like the Yogurt color for everyday makeup, but it just kind of opens up your eye when you're adding it on this waterline right here. And then I kind of go right there for the inner corner to lighten it up a bit. But this color is so pretty. It's one of my favorites. And it's the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Yogurt. So now I like to go in with like a the MAC eyeliner in the cream eyeliner. I like to use that on my brides to get our eyeliner on the upper lid. But for my personal makeup, I just use pencils. But I do think that this is a more subtle eyeliner. So if you want a stark dark line for a cat eye or anything else like that, I would highly recommend the Maybelline Lasting Drama eyeliners. And it actually comes with a really great brush. I use it as well, and you get a new one every time, but it's bent right here, and these are just, the bristles are just really packed in, so it's very effective with that eyeliner. But because I just don't really think that my skin tone and eyes handle because they don't handle that thick black line, or even with a brown, it looks better with a smoked out subtle liner. I use brown pencils, and this one's Maybelline as well. But I go in, and what you want to do with your eyeliner is you want to create a thin line as close to your lashes as possible. And if your waterline on the upper lid shows up through here and you don't like that, what you can do is put this on your waterline up here, and it really is so effective in creating the liner that you like. So what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to make it even. I'm going to from right here out, it's going to be an even straight line like a tabletop. And then I'm just going to stay as close to my lashes as possible in the inner corner. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow that line of the eyeshadow that we have, and I'm going to go up and out, and I'm going to meet the end of my brow up here. The nice thing is it's kind of like you're coloring in the lines right here. Talking to all my mamas out there with our coloring kids. But we're going to create like a straight line through here instead of kind of like curving it out and up. That's going to drag your eye down a little bit. So you want a straight line through here, but it's still going to look nice and like it follows your eyelid up and out right here. So you see I'm doing a cat eye right here, but with this brown it's very subtle, so it's still giving me the look of kind of going up and out to bring my eyes up. And my eyes don't look good with my eyeliner stopping here. Most of my brides do. We don't do a cat eye. We want to stay with a more classic look, but with my eyes personally, I really like doing more of a cat eye because I do feel like it pulls my eyes up and out, which is what I need. So you can see that I did a cat eye here, but in general, when you're looking at this look, it doesn't look like a cat eye, which I personally like. So my eyeliner is done. Like I said, you want to keep like a straight line and thicken it on the outer corner from right at the middle of your eye out, because it's going to help pull your eye up and look more awake. I do personally like to curl my lashes. They like to just go straight out. I've been using a lash serum on my eyelashes, and it's really been helping. I feel like they're growing slow still, but I do feel like those serums make your eyelashes more moisturized, so they actually hold on to the mascara better. I can very much appreciate that. Even if they don't grow as much, it just makes them look more moisturized and taken care of. If you are looking for a mascara that you don't mind to spend a little bit on, I would highly recommend this Thrive mascara. It does a really great job, but as with a lot of just new mascaras in general, whether you're getting at the drugstore or Ulta or Sephora, I feel like they're a little bit too wet in the beginning, and this was the same way. So a couple weeks in, I think it does a better job than when you first open it. So I kind of start at the base and wiggle it. I know a lot of people probably know that trick, but it's really effective with this one that leaves those fibers on. I don't like looking like I have spider lashes, so this really separates them. And even if that mascara is too wet, if you do have this kind, I keep a mascara wand like this, just like a disposable one, that I can kind of break those lashes up with on hand. And I do add a couple coats, but I like for it to dry in between a little bit. And I'm going to do the same thing over here. Start at the base and wiggle it out just a little bit. I like to add more on the outer corner so it can pull my eyes up. Again, we just want to look awake. And then I'm going to add just a little on the bottom lashes. I find that it pulls my eye down or makes me look like I have raccoon eyes if I add too much. But a lot of my brides have beautiful lower lashes, so it makes them look like a pretty doll when you add the mascara. Okay, so for my lipstick, I do always add lipstick, and it's so funny because my mom would always tell me, if you're gonna go through putting all this makeup on, wear lipstick. It just looks better. Typically, I have and I'm not advertising for them at all, but the Lip Sense lip colors, I use persimmon and pomegranate. So I'll do like one light coat of persimmon and one light coat of pomegranate, and it's so pretty, you guys. But I took them with me when we had a day date the other day. So they're not in my kit anymore. But my favorite, and I don't think I can even find this anymore, lipstick is the Too Faced lip color in Sugar Daddy. And this is a NYX pencil in Peekaboo. So to line your lips, we're just going to do a really light coat. This is a very nude, neutral color. I love it. It's my favorite lip pencil. Okay, so my lip liner is done, and I'm just gonna add some lipstick. Like I said, I always add lipstick. If I had to only have like 2 things, I gotta make it 3. I would have to do my brows, mascara, and lipstick always. So once I'm done with my makeup, I do go back in with my Thayers and I set it. And this is why I said, if you're worried about looking cakey when you do apply your powder with a sponge, spraying that Thayers on just really helps like set your makeup and make it not look cakey at all. I mean, I've never felt like I ever looked cakey, and I've never had my mom, who's very honest and will tell you the truth no matter what, tell me that I looked cakey. So I hope that this tutorial was helpful for you. Like I said, this is how I do my everyday mom makeup. I have been asked multiple times about my makeup, so I really wanted to throw it out there for you guys and see if it helps you. If you got something out of this, please let me know. If you want to see my skincare routine, let me know. I've really tried to take better care of my skin now that I'm in my 30s and looking really tired all the time. So if you want to see that, let me know in the comments down below. I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope that you got some tips and tricks that you can take with you to help you do your makeup and make you feel like you look good. So you deserve that as a mom and a wife. If you're working, if you're staying at home with your kids, sometimes I just do my makeup even if I'm in pajamas and my dirty hair is up in a bun like it is today, because sometimes just looking nice is all that I need to like get through my day. I feel put together if I have my face on, and especially because I'm so fair, it just really helps me look more awake and alive, you guys. I don't look alive if I don't have my makeup on. So I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know what you would like to see from me in the future, and I will see you soon.